Greetings, my name is Joseph. I'm working with my classmates Deb and Amber, and today we're going to present you the library of Folium. What is it and why is it important? Folium is a way of generating eye-catching maps. Using maps instead of other forms of graphs allows us to showcase trends, uncover patterns, and reveal realities not visible before when it comes to spatial data. Maps also help us in gaining clarity about the data more than just simplifying the data itself. Folium is a Python library that can allow us to visualize spatial data in an interactive manner. The library is highly intuitive to use and offers a high degree of interactivity with a low learning curve. Best of all, it's all open source, free. Everybody loves free. We can utilize in-house staff to assist with the creation and improvements to Folium projects. We do not have to spend critical funds on similar licenses for a great visual product. Next, Amber will go over some of the spatial aspects.
Yeah, so maps are a communication tool that we use to talk about data that has a spatial component to it. So a lot of times in the business world, you maybe are tasked with finding a good location to put a new store or target advertising or something where you have to analyze the trips that your delivery drivers take. And when you're dealing with data that has this fundamental spatial relationship to it, the best way in order to see everything all in one place is intuitively a map. And so using a library like Folium to get in there, sort of dig in, lay it out, and then you can see, okay, we've got a lot going on here in downtown. There's clearly routes happening between here and the airport. It's a better, easier way to make those connections about that type of data than you could from looking at rows and rows and rows in a CSV or an Excel spreadsheet. And Deb's going to show us a little bit of the capabilities.
Yeah, thank you, Amber. So as we've stated, the Folium library is really powerful in showcasing or visualizing geospatial data. And with that, it's actually very simple to get up and running with Folium, creating something like a heat map. We can, let me just go into my demo here. With just a few lines of code, we can have a heat map. Heat map is a great way to see the magnitude of some sort of data set. The data set that we're working with today is one from Kaggle, which is data about Airbnb rentals throughout New York City, specifically in 2019. So just looking at this data set, we wanted to take a look at the first 5 or so rows. We can see that it's a pretty clean data set. We didn't have to really do a lot of cleansing with this. But what is important with Folium is having latitude and longitudinal data, which we can see here. After which, with a few inbuilt functions, in this case, we use something called folium.map. We can specify various parameters, such as whether or not we want zoom control, what our default map should be. For this Folium set, for Folium, the default map is OpenStreetMaps, which is what we're seeing here. And literally this was done with 2 lines of code, 3 lines of code, and we were able to see what I see here. Now with heat map is a plugin within Folium. Again, with that, you just pull the latitude and longitudinal data from the data frame, add it to your base map, and you get something like this, where you can zoom in, you can see which areas have the highest congregation of rental properties. So with that, you can see how simple and interactive Folium can be. And with that, I'm gonna hand it off to Joseph for a recap.
Thank you, Dev. So what I want to, again, I want to thank everybody for your time and attention. Our key takeaways we want to bring back again. We want to talk about the great eye-catching product. You have wonderful information, You have Dale showed some of the great detail you get from using this simple code. It's open source. There's no licensure fees. There's a low learning curve for data professionals. All you need, just the main thing you need is going to be those location coordinates. So thank you.